Do you like amazing Shubunkins like I do? Or perhaps you love huge planted aquariums? If so, come on with me. You're going to love this video. We're off to my friend Sam's place. She lives, well, about an hour south of me. Well, she started buying my Shubunkins well over, well, a year or almost 2 years ago now. And, well, she's probably next to Vandermeer's my best customer. Anyways, I'm really anxious to see these Shubunkins because I want to see how they turned out. I mean, you know, you feel like a proud father when you move on some of your fish, and you always have an interest on what they're going to look like. And I think I made a couple mistakes on selling a few of these because they turned out really nice. And you know, I can't wait to see her pond. I've seen pictures of it, but you know, it's nothing better than seeing them in person. So come on with me. Remember, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Think about subscribing and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Well, let's get going. After arriving at Sam's house, I was greeted by this, well, stunning planted 125-gallon aquarium. This tank is, well, it's just beautiful. It's got the soil and then a sand cap on top of it. As you can see, the plants are just thriving, as are the fish. This tank was immaculate. I could have stayed here for hours, but I was there to see the pond. I couldn't resist in filming. I was, well, amazed. I knew she had a nice 125-gallon aquarium, but I didn't expect this. I really didn't. And don't worry, we'll definitely be coming back to see more of this tank at the end of the video. I'd actually forgotten that we were there to see these great Shubunkins. Did I mention they used to be mine? Well, let's talk to Sam and see how all this progressed. Hi there, I'm at Sam's place in Oshawa. Sam is, well, she's a customer of mine. I guess you saw my fish at Vandermeer's.
I did. I also talked to Terry at Vandermeer, and she told me to check out your YouTube channel.
Well, that's cool. And then we've struck up a friendship, and she's, you know, got a lot of my Shubunkins now.
A few.
Yeah.
One or two.
I was just looking at some of them. I went, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have sold those ones. They're pretty good looking. I mean, the little one you took, that tiny little one. That,
yeah, it was like this big.
And now it's beautiful red in it and the color on it, which is perfect. Anyways, tell me about your pond.
Well, we started the pond about a year ago, and we've made a lot of changes. So every time that we change it, we kind of restart the clock on when it was born, essentially. So realistically, it's only been up and running for, I don't know, 8 months, 9 months. And we've just really worked at it slowly. We're trying to figure out stuff that we want to do to it. Inspiration wise, we see stuff out and about people's backyards. We see stuff on YouTube, and we think, how can we incorporate this? So that's when the changes happen again.
Yep.
I asked you actually to come here today and help us figure out how to make the pond bigger, to put more fish in it.
Exactly.
Every time I see a cool new fish, I have to have it.
I saw that in the fish tank.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a thing. It's just, fish are pretty. I don't know. So yeah, we've just been working on the space. I don't know if they can see behind us or not.
Oh, I'll show that.
There's a lot of gardening happening, a lot of changes that way as well. So
I really
it's an ever evolving process, and I don't know, it's just kind of fun.
You know what? So you want to add to your pond?
I do. We see a lot of really nice water features, especially while you're out doing your tours, and I think, oh,
we could do this.
How do I do this in my tiny backyard?
Well, what do you want to? Do you want a bigger one?
We need a bigger pond. We need more fish. We need some kind of waterfall. We've got the spillaway, which is a nice add to everything, just with the sound. But aesthetically, the spillway isn't quite what we'd like.
What you want? You want actual waterfalls?
I think so.
Yeah.
We need, it doesn't have to be huge, but maybe just, you know, a couple feet high, build it into the landscape.
You've got lots of flat rock. You can build a beautiful waterfalls with that.
We could, for sure. I think it's going to be something that we're going to have to think about over the winter at this point.
Well, that's when you do most of your dreaming, is over the winter.
We do.
Our winters are long and painful. And
they are. They kind of suck the life out of you sometimes.
Yeah.
But
that's why we also have fish tanks.
That's exactly it. The pond fish come down to the basement. They hang out there, and you know, sometimes you might just find me down there hanging out with the fish,
zenning out downstairs.
Exactly.
Well, you'd send me videos of your fish, or my old fish.
Your fish, yeah.
And how much they were growing over the winter, and I was like, oh man, I got to get an indoor pond. So you started something in mine, and now I'm building an indoor pond. So, honey, blame Sam.
I'm sorry.
It's her fault, not mine.
It's a good idea.
Great idea.
It's fantastic.
And I'm going to be starting to build tomorrow.
I think your wife will like it.
Well, hope so.
I think she'll like it.
Otherwise, your husband's going to have to build a nice spot in the back shed, or for me. And after he built this nice deck, you know, I'm sure he's still in the building frame.
He's got a lot of good ideas. He does. We've got some kind of plans in the works for the basement as well, kind of building that pond structure in a little bit more permanently.
Perfect.
So we'll see what happens.
I can't wait to see that. Well, let's go take a little walk around your pond.
Sure. Now, I don't know all the fancy names for some things.
Other than, you know, bleeding heart.
Yes.
Hostas.
Yes.
You've got sure.
There's some clematis. There's some honeysuckle. We've got some ostrich ferns. We have hummingbird mint. This here is a hydrangea.
Yep.
I think it's called lava lamp moon rock or something like that. It's kind of a bigger variety. I've had it staked up with all the rain. It fell over and was kind of sad.
It's not like we got any rain over the last few days.
None, really. We've got some lavender, some echinacea. These are climbing roses.
Oh, really?
That are going up.
I guess they are.
Yeah. They're, I think this is their second year that we've had them. So the goal is to have them kind of climb
and cover
and give us a little bit more shade.
Well, I think you've got
algae.
I think you've got the shade aspect covered with all this water lettuce. Now, you've cleaned it out a couple times already?
I have, yes. With salting the pond, we had a big dieback and then an explosion. So the water lettuce is doing well this year. Some years it doesn't.
Yeah, it's good and it's bad all in one.
I think it adds a nice pop of color to the pond.
It's nice to see the fish as well. So I can see what you're talking about with the spillway.
It's not the most aesthetically pleasing, but again,
it works, and it's, you know,
this pond is still kind of in the baby stage. Yeah. We're constantly changing it. Initially, this was a much smaller pond, and for some reason in March it was a little bit warm. I came out here and decided I've got extra liner, let's make it bigger.
I like your thinking.
So, you know, it kind of happens. We'll see what happens this winter with what I come up with project wise. I end up making it bigger. The waterfall feature again. And the gardens, I'm constantly digging stuff up, moving it around.
Oh, that's part of gardening, right?
It is. There's a really nice place in Coburg that's got all kinds of hostas that you don't really get to see, even at places like Vandermeer. So I went and I picked up, I have this issue with a lot of things. I went for 2 or 3 hostas and left with about 11. So rearranging had to happen again with the garden. But that's okay. As it grows in, things have to move as well. This is a fairly giant variety, as well as that bright yellow one there. They get huge, so things kind of have to keep moving along, keep spreading out.
The idea is to cut back on weeds too, and if it cuts them out, all the better.
Exactly.
So we want to do an add-on, do we?
I think so.
Well, being that your husband Cody just
built this. I'm thinking we should use that. Put your filter falls inside it and have it flow out into a potential stream from over here
Well, we've got lots of
all the way
room,
into it.
lots of options, lots of space for creative ideas.
Now I know you have a problem with clay like we do,
Yes.
so you can't go very deep. Otherwise, I would suggest to do a second pond like I've got flowing into this existing one, but I don't know how deep you want to go and if you want to overwinter your fish inside or keep them outside.
I think the easiest thing is being able to winter outside. It is a little bit of a pain in the butt to get everybody downstairs and set up. As nice as it is to sit with the fish all winter, it's just one more thing that you have to worry about. Water changes, of course, with goldfish, very important.
Yep. Well,
So I think,
well, the other solution would be, you're gonna hate this one. Take out the liner, use that over here for either a small pond and a little creek river running to this one, and go deeper on this one.
we would definitely need some extra planning, just
Like
with the
even-
water level and the,
Even if you could get an extra foot to a foot and a half, and then use that existing crappy clay soil to build yourself the area you need to add on over here. So you'd be, you know how high this is right here,
right,
you'd be just building it up with the existing soil or clay that's in here.
right.
That would give you a good hard form to hold your pond and or creek in it,
And more room for more fish.
and more fish. Well, you'd only be able to put a small pond up here of, you know, maybe a foot deep. Mainly, and I would put all bog plants in there.
Right. Yeah, we've spoke about doing a bog filter. I think
And
that would be...
that would really enhance your filtration.
Right.
And then I would probably add a canister, as in like a pressurized filter, and then hide it behind your little house here.
Yeah, being able to hide stuff is definitely something that we're struggling with. You can see all of our line right now. Obviously,
Not really.
you can see the spillaway filter.
I mean, the spillway is easy enough to hide. It really is. And I, you know, come over and do that in a matter of an hour or so.
Right.
As long as I didn't drink your beer.
Well, beer's
Then
always
it-
part of the project.
And then it'd be a 3-hour job. But that's not hard. That can be done really easily and really inexpensively. But if it was me, I would make this deeper.
I think that's definitely something that is on the docket.
And then you can let your fish overwinter and just put a bubbler in here. You have milder winters than we do.
We do, surprisingly. We're only maybe an hour, 45 minutes away from each
An hour,
other.
yeah.
And yeah.
Well, just driving here, it was 3 degrees difference between
Oh, really?
what you are here and what we were. Now, mind you, we're kind of a cold day today.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like fall, which is kind of a welcome.
Don't say that. Don't say I'm
feeling.
not ready for that yet.
Well, come on.
Come on, it's only August.
Pumpkin spice time.
Oh, that's a Tim Hortons thing. And I don't drink coffee anymore, so it's not me.
There's muffins. You can have a muffin.
I don't like those either. I know I suck. When I first got here, I
You
saw
said this place is horrible.
I did not. I said, wow, look at the size of that fish tank. I'm going, okay, take me through the fish tank. What all do you have in here?
Oh gosh. There are hovering dwarf zebra loaches. There are 2 different kinds of cory cats. There is a leopard frog, pleco, a black angelfish, a double black, double dark.
Yeah.
There's a couple of sunburst or sunset platies. There's hatchet fish,
Yeah, I haven't seen hatchet fish in
diamond
years.
tetras.
Diamonds. I've never owned one. I've always been leery of them eating plants, but look at your aquarium. I mean, there is
There's a few
nothing
plants
but
in there.
plants in there. That is just awesome. That is my dream, to have that much plants in there that is not overtaking something. And I see that you've got a couple of stem plants that you got for me that are doing amazing.
Yeah, I've honestly just stuck them down in the middle of the Amazon sword, and they've taken off.
Holy crap, they're huge.
They've done really well. They were actually a little bit sad when I was switching fish tanks, and I was really impressed by them. They've
Well, were
done
they
well.
sad? You know, were they moving down from a bigger tank to a 125?
It was a 55 to a 125, and I think just that extra room, as well as good lights.
Yeah.
Good lights go a long way. There's quite a few plants in there that I've tried to have before on a little bit of a budget light that didn't do quite as well. They would kind of melt away.
The crypts have done really well.
The crypts are multiplying. They are popping up everywhere.
Yeah, it's just awesome.
So I actually didn't know crypts did that. So I was a little bit pleasantly surprised. I'm a little bit worried that they're going to take over the tank eventually.
Well, and then you just keep them to a confined area, and then if you have extras, you know, you can call somebody, right?
I think I might know someone who needs some plants.
Well, with 15 tanks, you know, it's a bit of an issue. Speaking of having issues, when's the next tank coming?
Ooh, well,
because you had one lined up and then it was a flop.
Yes. So I don't know. Dream size tank is a 210 gallon. Even though I've only had the 125 for a couple of months, it's that itch. You always need the bigger tank.
Bigger is better.
It's
apparently.
Very true. You know what? I know. Don't tell your wife.
Well, she already knows.
Okay. Well.
That's the name Stub. Okay. Everyone's finished laughing now. Okay.
Okay. Well, you know what? I did the same thing that everybody does. I had a fish when I was a kid. My mom would help me. It was in the little, I don't know, 1 gallon plastic tank, and it lived forever. So my memory tells me anyways. So in adulthood, I went out and I got a 5 gallon starter kit, and
adulthood, you got a 5 gallon starter
kit? I did. I was like,
adulthood?
I don't want a big tank, but you know what? I was like 1 inch per gallon rule, so I packed it full of stuff, and it totally failed. I didn't know anything about cycling. I knew nothing. Yep. So I have a couple of friends that are pretty on the same level as I am now with fish tanks, and they helped me figure out the nitrogen cycle. And so from a 5, I went to a 10. Wasn't big enough. Next thing I know, I've got 2 20-gallon tanks. Not big enough. So I got a 30-gallon tank. Well, next thing I know, I've got 8 tanks in the living room. And then I brought home a 55-gallon tank. And it just got to a point where it's like, I need to bigger jumps. Yeah,
big leaps.
It's
the same in ponds, though, right? You
apparently
start out with a small pond, and then it grows and grows. So whoever's watching, and
just bigger.
You think you want like a 500-gallon pond? Well, double that.
Yes.
If you want 1,000, double it.
Yes.
Odds
are, if you're interested in having a pond, you're interested in making it bigger. We've dug this one out 2 times. No, three times. We've changed the size of it. Now it's going to be
4 times.
And now we're thinking about a 4th time. I think I should just do what you did, make the whole backyard a pond.
You don't want to do quite that much, but I mean, you still have kids at home, right? So
yeah, they can swim.
Well, I meant the area for them to play. But anyways, I really want to thank you for having me over.
No, thanks for coming.
Getting to see it in person. There's nothing like seeing a pond in person compared to seeing one on video. And this is why I'm trying to do these tours, especially for those people that can't get out and see ponds and get ideas. And the more people that you talk to, bigger and better ideas you get. And we have to go through winter, and so that's when you do your dreaming. Anyways, I wanted to say thank you on behalf of Stubbed Aquatics.
Thank you.
That's a gift card for Vandermeer's.
I don't ever go there.
I know. They know you by name.
I think so.
So you can go there and buy whatever you need for your
thank you very much.
Pond. Well, it'll help.
There's always a lot of things that we need, or want, not really need.
Exactly. Anyways, thanks again. I really appreciate it. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Before we leave, let's have one more quick look at those Shubunkins. They are nice looking fish. I'm quite happy and proud that she has them. I couldn't ask for a better person to take care of these fish. Man, they're growing well. Certainly glad I made the trip to see them in person. The colors are just awesome. My camera, which I will be replacing soon, just does not do them justice. Those colors are popping. And the fish are growing really well. Don't I sound like a proud parent? Some of the larger fish that she had purchased from me have done exceptionally well and, well, have produced fry of their own. There's definitely some really nice males in here. Great patterns, really nice finnage on these fish. I'm really pleased how these fish turned out, and so is Sam. And that's what's really important, that your customer is happy with the fish that they got from you, and that you're happy that you produced a good quality fish. So it's a win-win for both of us. One more quick look at the fish inside. And of course, a bit of a feeding. They sure are beautiful and quick. Never seen diamond tetras before. A little bit like Congos. Awesome fish, awesome pond, awesome people.
I want to thank Sam for having me over. Wasn't that awesome? Her backyard is really transforming into something beautiful. You know, they still have some work to do, and well, don't we all? And you know, once they add that second, pond feature, as in a creek and a pond, I think that's just gonna set it all off perfectly. I know Cody's excited about putting in a stream, so you know, it's going to be great. And speaking of great, what do you think of that fish tank? That's 125 gallons of just beautiful awesomeness. I can't say they made better than that. It's just, like, that is a true planted tank. And, well, it's stunning. Sam's given me lots of plants over the last year, and I want to thank her. I mean, she can grow plants, and the fish look excellent. They're all healthy. Anyways, if you haven't done so, think about subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming video. Don't forget to leave a like. It really does help. Well, thanks again. I hope you enjoyed this tour, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, and remember, keep on keeping on.